In this video, I'll show you how easy it is to name ketones. Let's jump right in. So ketones, you'll remember, are compounds that have a carbonyl with a carbon on each side of the carbonyl. And ketones end in "-one", the "-one" suffix. So in your body, might be testosterone or the chemical acetone. If you hear "-one" on the end, that's a ketone. So here's an example of a ketone. It has a carbon, a carbonyl, and another carbon. And here's another example of a ketone, a carbon, a carbonyl, and a carbon. So to name these, you count the longest base chain like we normally do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. So some kind of pentane, but we'll call it pentanone with the "-one" suffix because it's a ketone. And this is some sort of pentanone. So you take the pentane, remove the E ending, and add the "-one" suffix. But this one has the carbonyl on the second carbon, and this has the carbonyl on the third carbon. So we just have to number where the carbonyl is. So this is 2-pentanone, and this one is 1, 2, 3-pentanone. So 2-pentanone or 3-pentanone. The other way you can do it is you can take the number and you can put it right before the "-one to say the number is, the "-one is the carbonyl. So you can also call this pentane 2-one. And this one is pentane 3-one. And that's technically probably the better way to do it, but both of these are very common and everybody would understand what you meant. Now the common way to name ketones is to put the alkyl group of one side, the alkyl group of the other side, and write the word ketone on the end. So this one up here, on this side of my carbonyl compound, is a methyl group. And on this side, it's a propyl. Then we put those alphabetically, so we would say methyl. This is a methyl, propyl, ketone. So if somebody were to hear this name, they would know, okay, I'm methylpropyl ketone. So that's a carbonyl, and it's a ketone with a methyl on one side and a propyl on the other side. So it makes it really easy to draw them if people tell us this way. This one, the common name would be, well, on this side we have an ethyl, and on this side we have an ethyl. So we have two ethyls, so it's diethyl ketone. And if somebody told us that name, we would go, oh, it's a ketone, a carbonyl compound, and there's an ethyl on both sides. So I draw my two ethyl groups. Now, there's probably one more ketone you should be familiar with, and it's this one. It's the dimethyl ketone. So common name, somebody might call this dimethyl ketone. Or, so let me write that down. Dimethyl ketone. IUPAC, well, there's 3 carbons, and the ketone's on the second one. So 2-propanone. Or propane 2-one. Now, those are technically correct, but everybody calls this compound in the lab acetone. And that's fingernail polish remover. And it's a very, very common solvent in organic chemistry. There's bottles of it all around the organic chemistry lab. So acetone is dimethyl ketone. Actually, the simplest ketone is acetone. Subscribe to my channel so you can watch more of my organic chemistry videos, and I can help you be successful in organic chemistry.